So we were thinking about a topic and or topics, and then I suggested that we speak about friendship because it's a very important aspect of our lives, and healthy human beings have good friendships.
Yeah.
So tell me about friendship.
I think, first of all, you're very right that the health, and particularly of women, is good friendships are crucial to their emotional health.
Yes.
And I think some of the basic parts of friendship are that you sometimes, you have something in common with someone, you like the same activity, something of that nature, or you are wanting to have someone that you can speak openly to and trust that they will keep your confidence.
Yeah.
And that they will not violate your privacy.
Very important.
And thirdly, women in friendships often create very interesting roles. They become like a student-teacher thing, or or sisters,
Yeah.
or mother-daughter.
Or mentorship.
Or mentor, yeah.
Like me and you.
Exactly.
It's a
yeah.
combination.
Of all these
Yes.
pieces of roles,
Yes.
all these roles.
Yes.
And so these are sort of the basic things that are true for all, I think, friendships.
Yes.
But how they are expressed vary very, very much from one culture to another. And I remember once you and I were, when I first knew you, Arab people are in contact much more than Western people are with their friends.
Yes.
And I had to go like, whoa, what does this mean? I don't understand this. But,
Yes.
and you didn't understand me
Yeah.
about why I did not stay in contact so
Yes.
much. So,
Yeah, we get in touch
a lot.
Yes.
And so the expression, and in the Arab culture, I think that, people message a lot, they meet
A lot.
they form groups,
Exchange gifts a lot.
they exchange gifts a lot.
They invite each other a lot.
Yes, and there are one-to-one relationships, but there's also group relationships
Yes.
where several women, interact together. And so this means that because they're very intense, lots of times people are kind of confused about how the group works,
The boundaries.
where the boundaries are, how often you're supposed to be in touch, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think that the important part in friendship is to reach a place where you can talk openly about, if I message you and you don't message me back, that does not mean our friendship is bad.
finished.
Or if I go with this friend and I don't go with, and I don't invite, that does not mean our friendship is not important.
I have changed.
Yeah.
I think this is very important point, which is you need to talk to each other and communicate and
negotiate about how the friendship really can move forward. Because, when we first get to know somebody, we're getting to see if we have anything in common.
yes.
We are getting to see whether we have any roles to play in each other's life. And we're getting to see if we can trust the person.
I think that's a very important point.
So we're sort of feeling all of this
It's
out.
like you're checking the other person out.
Of course, because you can't just give away friendship. It's
I just feel Arabs are faster in friendship than the Western.
well, yes, you are. I
Because
mean,
we
that's
are
the truth
very-
of it.
yeah,
Yeah. And you change. You go very quickly from being an acquaintance, somebody you know just because you met them.
The next day they are in your house.
Yeah, and
then you invite them in your house.
and then so you do move quickly, which is perfectly fine because it really.
I don't see it fine. I see if you move quickly, it's very emotional. Yet nowadays the community is not this small.
Yes, that's right.
So it's not just 2 friends or 3 friends.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're exposed to social media and the community and different nationalities. And I feel I learned through the years to have my own boundaries a lot with my friends and with everyone, but mostly with my friends because they are very important in my life. I just feel we move so quickly, Arabs. And I don't think personally it's healthy. I think because you get disappointed quickly, because you have so high expectation, and I love you, and she's the right person, and then you do a few things, and then something comes up.
Well, the difficulty with moving really quickly is that 2 people can get not on the same page. They can get a little bit like one person is here and the other person is there, like they're not even, and the more we can
it's okay continue
the more we communicate with our friend to say we can say, I move slowly. You can just say,
that's very nice.
I move slowly, and this is not something that's personal about you.
That's how I am.
That's how I am. And
so the base is communication.
Yes.
But again, I think one of the bases is to understand that friendship doesn't mean I have to talk to you every day for an hour or message you 20 times a day. I mean, that doesn't have to be like I'm your best friend, so we have to be in touch all day long. I could be a very close friend of yours, but then maybe, message here, and maybe if I can see you once in a while. I think we mix up a lot of
Well, life has changed a lot in the Arab world, and there was a time where very few women worked, and so they spent their life with their family, with their friends, and they had the time.
Absolutely.
They actually had the time to, sit for an afternoon and
or in the morning
and things like that. And then when technology came, of course, there's so many things to communicate with.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
And so, the messaging thing, when that came into being, people were like, oh, if somebody doesn't message me back in, 5 minutes, it means something.
Oh no, 1 second.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what's wrong?
And we have to recognize that people have pretty complex lives now. They have jobs, they have responsibilities.
And a lot of responsibilities, much more.
Yes. And so the ability to do friendship as it used to be done is very challenging.
So we could say that the shape of friendship has changed, or the connection is still there because you have to connect, but then what is expected and what is not expected, and how I deal with friends, it changed.
Yeah, of course it's changed.
For me, some days I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. It doesn't mean I love you less.
No, of course not.
I just want to be alone.
Exactly.
Because I deal with so many people all day long.
Yeah.
I'm so much with social media. I'm so much with my family. I'm like, I just want to have a break.
Mm-hmm.
And I think millions of people go through this.
Yeah, for sure. And, and I think the thing is that one of the things that one has to sort of check out with what you have in common with another person is that they also have a sense of privacy. Privacy means like it's okay that
I don't want to talk to you today.
Exactly.
It's okay.
It's like it doesn't reflect that they know. It doesn't reflect on the relationship.
Hello.
And
this is so important.
So if that even got, if even in the quickness of everything, if this could be established, like if you don't hear from me, don't take it personally.
Yeah, it's not anything to do with the other person. It is to do with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need a break, or I need my privacy. See, this is where I think it goes when the schoolgirls, you know, I have to be connected to you all, and I have to hold your hand to be your friend, and you know, you cannot go with somebody else, and if you travel with someone else, then, you know, I get upset. And I get a lot of people say, I cannot breathe because she says, my friend, if I speak to somebody else, she gets upset. If I go out with someone else, it's like I own you.
Well, you know, in human development, it's a very natural stage of about, oh, I don't know, girls from around 9 to 14 maybe. Mm-hmm. Very much this.
Yeah.
3 friends is very challenging because there's always the problem of, you know, you like her better than me and all of this kind of stuff. This is a development stage that actually, you know, happens for everybody, for all people, girls worse than boys actually. And, but the thing is, sometimes people don't quite grow out of that stage.
Yeah.
They
still stay there.
Yes. And then the thing is, then there's another kind of element too, I think, that's here in the Arab world, is that people are very close to their family. They're very close to their sisters, for instance, you know, or, and they live very much in a very tight thing, and the boundaries are not huge.
No.
Because that's part of the Arab family structure. I mean, nothing wrong with that at all. And so it's, but if a friend expects another woman to be her sister, then she's going to have the same expectation
of her sister.
Yes.
Very interesting.
And so then, you know, it just means that you have to go like, oh no, we're like sisters, but we're not sisters. We're close friends.
Yeah.
And
I stopped naming best friend.
Yeah,
I stopped it. I think, you know, yes, you can have a close friend. I mean, me and you're the closest person to me in this world. As friend, as my mentor. I would not name you my best friend because I feel you are bigger than that to me. You know, I mean, we have a long journey together.
Well, the word best means that there's a hierarchy. Best, less good, not good, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think it's good to give up that word.
Yeah.
Because...
I mean, obviously you have somebody closer than others.
Of course. In fact, I mean, friendship is so startling this way. I mean, in the sense that you can have a friend, I mean, you and I have been friends for 25 years.
Yes.
You can have a friend that you have made 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And we don't need to rank who's who. I have friends that I haven't seen in 3 years, but the day I meet them, time has gone. And you know.
And you don't feel like,
no,
where have you been, and all this drama, and like.
Yeah. In fact, it says like we can start talking about what is important to us within 5 minutes. And so, you know, how much actual time, how many messages, how many phone calls. These things are not how friendship is measured. Friendship is measured on, can you trust the person?
Trust and respect.
Respect.
Boundaries. Mm-hmm. And exposing yourself without fear.
That's that's the trust thing. And do you know, sometimes we have something in common with a friend when we're 12, but we don't have anything in common with that person when we're 40.
It's interesting because sometimes I meet people that they've been with me when I was like childhood friend. Then I sit next to them and I don't have anything to talk about.
Well, because
we moved on. We
yeah,
just went
you
into
know,
different
because life changes, you
and it's
change.
okay.
Of course.
One of the things we always been raised with, friends forever. Why? Sometimes you move on, and the friend doesn't have to be forever.
My father used to say, if you can have a forever friend, if you have one or maybe two, you're the luckiest person that ever lived.
Wow.
Because, you know, we change, other people change. We don't always stay on the same thing.
Yeah.
Somebody goes this way, somebody
We
goes
move
that way.
on, and
So-
we take different paths.
And that isn't...
and it's okay.
Of course it's okay.
It's like, you know, I think this is very much in our culture. Like, you know, you have a friend, she has to be forever your friend. No. And the minute you understand that it's okay that I don't get along with her anymore, or she has a different lifestyle that doesn't work with me, or I have a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's okay. No hard feelings.
No.
Just
No, in fact, one should be grateful that there was a period of time when you truly enjoyed each other's company and you have good memories of that.
and that's it.
And that's it.
I'm very much into this. I think I learn a lot of things because I always had good friends. And through the years and the boundaries, I think me and you, it's a very unique combination because of the age, because you were my therapist, then we became friends, then you are my mentor. So it's like too many things. And I think me being an Arab, because we have boundaries in Arab for the age and the thing, you being the Western, you taught me boundaries and how we use it. And then maybe I gave you something from the East and you gave me something from the West.
That's, I mean, I think that's where, you know, you're exactly right. In our relationship, we cover all those bases. And, you know, and you have been sort of my student and I've been your student.
Well, more so I've been your student.
No. I mean, I've always said that I've learned as much, I've learned more from you than I could possibly think of teaching you. And so, you know, none of these things matter. Like, it doesn't matter that...
I think it's just, you know, you told me long back ago, you said somehow we clicked. We work very well together.
And that's, and I believe, I was thinking about that this morning actually, I believe partly because both you and I have one very big thing in common. Even though you're Arab, I'm Western, blah, 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 and our age difference and all that, do you know what it is? I think it's because both of us like to help people.
Wow, now you'll make me cry. Ooh.
And,
wow.
and so that's our underlying thing that we've had in common, even though people would say, what could you possibly have in common? Well, that's what we have in common.
Yeah, one of the things. Yes, yes, you're right. I think, I mean, I'm honored when you said, let's be friends. I think, I still remember I was like, couldn't believe, like, me? Is she really sure, or she's, you know, serious? Me being her friend from all the people? So it's like the most honorable thing I had, being your friend. And it's been a very interesting journey for me, like really.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think
Me too.
it's so nice that even my kids adore you and they get along with you. And I mean, when we sit together, it's amazing. And my friends. So you didn't just help me, you helped everybody around me. So back to the friendship with people, I think the expectation should be different than you are with your family. Friendship is different.
It is different in the as we say, you don't choose your family.
No.
That's it.
Yeah,
you've got them
you're
no
right.
matter what. You do choose your friends.
Yes.
You do actually, and so there's a different element in friendship,
Yes.
and that has to be acknowledged. And friendship, again, when you're sisters with someone, you know, you grow up together. You have been taught some values in this,
Together,
you know, together, et cetera, et cetera. You have maybe one parent in common, something of that nature. Whereas friends can be like us, like two different worlds.
Yes.
But that doesn't, you know, so that's the way friendship is different, is because we chose.
You chose, yes. I think if we learn the right boundaries between friends, I think a lot of friendship will be saved. I think we have an issue with boundaries. You know, if I come to your bedroom, it's because I'm close to you. Well, no, it doesn't mean that
No.
I have to take you to my bedroom to make you feel close to me, or open my handbag, or, you know, so many things that we think I'm close, so I can do anything I want in her house or with her. Yet, I really believe the more you really respect these boundaries, the more you will keep the friendship.
Well, yes, because I mean, to some extent, that means that you have a respect, that you stay in the same pace, where somebody is not rushing into. You know, you can become so close to someone that it feels like they're your sister. They're not, but it feels like that. But that takes a long time to go very carefully to be on the same pacing of the relationship. And you know, the thing is, you can get in a fight with your mother. You can get in a fight with your sister, but in the end,
They're your mother and sister.
and so you can't divorce them. So you have to carry on. Whereas with friendships, again, you have a choice.
To leave or stay.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's important, I think, that people respect the fact we choose to be together, and we can also choose to not
leave
be.
each other.
Yeah. And that doesn't make somebody the bad guy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All it means is that it was, you know, something worked for a certain amount of period,
certain amount of
but
time.
and then later it didn't work for many reasons. Like it could be 100 reasons.
And again, I think I want to stress on the point that people, you have to put them in different areas or positions in your life. Like this friend is for, you know, there are some friends closer than others. There are some friends you can go shopping with, but you cannot travel with her.
Yeah.
Or some friends you can go and have to a restaurant, yet you cannot invite her to the house because whatever it is. It doesn't mean that one friend can do all.
It's very seldom that one friend can do it all. I mean, it's
I
practically,
really believe that,
yeah, like it's, in fact, if people force that everything, you know, they do everything together all the time,
It becomes too much.
Eventually, they're going to get on each other's nerves.
Oh, of course.
And then they're going to start to have misunderstandings and irritations and things like that. So it's to keep a friendship healthy is to sort of negotiate.
And have space.
Yeah, and have space and negotiate and say, so that there isn't misunderstanding. See, I think this is the worst part, is that if there's an expectation that friendship looks like a certain thing,
Yeah.
And then you're so people get disappointed
because you have expectations a certain way.
Yeah. And so if as one moves into a friendship, if one kind of can openly talk about how much privacy you need, how much and when somebody said, "Oh, you didn't text me," one can say, "Oh, I didn't feel like texting anybody," and it's okay.
It's okay.
It's not something that somebody would take personally.
I mean, even when I see my friends, I don't want to hug you every single time I see you.
Yeah.
Or kiss you, and it doesn't mean I love you less. It means just I don't, that's not to me a friendship. I just could sit with you and, hi and talk, and you're still my good friend. Some people, they just make it a point that you have to wish and you have to hug and you have to do all these things.
Well, there are customs, and
Yeah,
there are customs, and in the Arab world, there is a lot of kissing and a lot of hugging.
Yes,
I mean,
a
it just
lot.
is.
Yes,
And this is just an expression. It's an expression of acknowledgement.
Yes. That I love you.
Yeah, and I recognize you,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to see you. Arabs are expressive people.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
think-
reserved. They're
No,
not like,
they're very open, and they're very welcoming and very generous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you don't need to be anybody else. Like, you can be like that, but not to. But I think that if people could learn that not to be so disappointed
When
then
you don't get what you have expected.
yes.
Yeah, I think we're running out of time, and I think this was amazing. Oh my God, this is amazing episode. So, anything you want to add in the end?
Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being here. My friend, my friend. Oh,
We'll give a little hug.
yes, yes. You're the best thing. So thank you so much for being with us in this amazing episode. We spoke about friendship, and I would love you to leave your comments and press the like if you like the episode. You take care and have a good day and evening.